Looking to make a move to Marietta, Georgia? Is it too much for you? Watch this video, find out everything you need to know about the cost of living in Marietta. What's up, everybody? Welcome to Living in Georgia on YouTube. My name's Eric Berry with Fathom Realty, and if you're new to the channel, go ahead and smash that like button, hit subscribe, and make sure that notification bell's on. That way you never miss an upload. Now, whether you currently live in Georgia or you're looking to make a move to Georgia, you want to make sure you stay until the very end of this video. That way you don't miss a thing. Now, as much as I love making these videos, I'd love to help you out with all your real estate needs. So my information is below. Please reach out to me, call, email me, text me, whatever it may be. I've got you covered when making that move to Georgia. So hey, let's get on with this next video. Today we're going to be talking about the cost of living in Marietta and how it compares to the rest of the nation and some of the other places in Georgia. At times you'll hear me reference data from bestplaces.net, which is where I do a lot of my research at, and I'll flash that up on the screen. That way you have a little better understanding of the data we're talking about. So let's first talk about the overall cost of living in Marietta, Georgia, and how it compares to the rest of the nation, even alongside some other places in Georgia itself. Overall, the cost of living in Marietta, Georgia is about 11% higher than the rest of the nation, but it's about 18% higher than the rest of Georgia. Now, there are some pretty affordable places in Marietta, but overall, the average overall cost of living here is going to be slightly higher than the rest of the nation, even the rest of Georgia. So hey, we'll dig a little bit deeper into that. Now let's look at the cost of homes in Marietta. Now, homes in Marietta are about 25% higher than the rest of the nation, with the median home cost on bestplaces.net being about $290,000 versus $186,000 across the nation and $231,000 for the rest of the state of Georgia. So overall, houses can be a bit more expensive here in Marietta, but like I said, you'll find places to fit your budget no matter where you're looking at. You got everything from townhomes, condos, single family homes, but there's going to be something to fit everybody's budget. Now, when we're looking at the cost of housing, property taxes do come into play, but overall, property taxes in Georgia are much lower than a lot of the other states out there. The median real estate property tax payment is about $1,771 in the state of Georgia, about $800 less than the national average. The average effective property tax rate in Georgia is about 0.87%. But it's important to keep in mind that property taxes do vary from counties, and the county we're talking about with Marietta is Cobb County, and it is one of the biggest counties in Georgia. But overall, property taxes are going to be a lot less in Cobb County than some other areas. Just looking at some of the numbers for the rest of the state, Cobb County does rank among the lowest of the other counties out there in property taxes. In Cobb County, the effective property tax rate is 0.72%, compared to the Georgia State's 0.87%. So, like I said, slightly lower. Not a whole lot, but it is slightly lower. At that rate, the average homeowner living in Cobb County with an average home price or a home price of about $100,000, you're gonna be looking about $720 per $100,000. So, as you can see, the bigger the house, the more the property taxes, but overall, it is going to be cheaper than a lot of the other areas out there. Now let's go look at utilities. Utilities, what we're looking at when we're talking about that's going to be like your gas bill, your power bill, your cable bill, whatever it is, anything that goes into your home as far as operating costs with it. And that right there can vary substantially depending on how your habits are. I do know in my household, we're always running hot water. Somebody's always getting a bath or a shower, and so those gas bills and the water bills do go up, probably compared to a lot of the other households out there. But like I said, depending on your habits, it could be a lot less. Now in Marietta, power and water is handled by Marietta Power and Water, and they do have some affordable plans out there to where you can actually average out your bill, and it'll give you an average bill here as far as what your yearly usage is. So that is a nice thing. You know, the last house that we did buy, they took a look at the average rates of the utilities. I do know water and electricity. They looked at my old utilities from the prior homeowners, which was just a husband and wife, not a family of 5. And we came in a lot lower from that first year on the utilities than we would have come in if we would have came in the second year, which right now I'm getting hit pretty hard on these bills, especially with COVID since it's been in and everybody's been hanging out the house, in and out the doors. It's just racking up some bills. Now gas has been decentralized to where you can actually shop your gas providers. I do know the last gas provider I had, it was relatively inexpensive for gas. But if you let that time lapse, when they had that special rate, they're going to kick it in at a variable rate, which I got my variable rate kicked in on me here during the coldest part of the year, and that killed me. I went from about 80 bucks a month to about 380 bucks a month. So that right there hurt over the month of December, January, and into February here. So, you know, make sure you stay on top of that. If you get one of those notices in saying, hey, check your gas rate, open it up, take a look at it, and give them a call that day, because you won't want to get hit with it. They were kind enough to go ahead and give me a $25 tax credit, but 25 bucks isn't anything on a bill that's $300 higher than normal. Now, if you're looking at cable providers, not everybody does cable TV anymore. You know, biggest thing is you're going to probably want is internet. There are so many streaming services available. You almost truly, honestly, don't have to have cable these days. My family does choose to have cable, so I got cable and about 10 different other streaming services. So that bill does get up there pretty high. But overall, we use Comcast, Internetcast, AT&T Spectrum, few other providers out there, but overall they've got flexible options here to fit whatever your needs are, whether you're needing cable, phone, internet. There's gonna be something for you to fit your family's, fit your household's needs there. Now, I know Google Fiber and AT&T Fiber, that is something that's starting to come in. Looking at Marietta, AT&T Fiber is servicing about 50% of the households out there. Google did, from what my understanding and research looked into, Google did stop that service coming into the Atlanta area, but from my understanding, that is starting to pick back up now, and we should start to see Google Fiber here popping up throughout the area pretty soon. Utilities cost, it is on par with the rest of the nation, even the rest of Georgia. You're about 100% here across the board on Marietta, Georgia, and the rest of the nation. Now let's talk about transportation costs. Transportation costs take into a lot of stuff into consideration, as far as how much you're driving, your gas mileage, repairs on vehicles, insurance costs. So that right there is going to vary substantially just depending on what area of Marietta you do live in, compared to how close you are to Atlanta, and whether or not you're one of those high traffic areas where we do have the rideshare programs. Now, as far as walkability, Marietta's walkability is pretty low. If you do live near the square, you will have a little more walkability score there. You can walk to places to eat at, shop, and all that, but most times you're not going to really be working right there in the square. You're going to be working outside the square, so you could have to drive out to Atlanta or another surrounding city. So that right there is going to bump up your transportation cost. You will need a vehicle if you're living in this area, to where you're having to go to work, go shopping, go eat, whatever it may be. You're going to have to be driving most of the time. There are the Ubers, the Lyfts, the rideshare programs. So if you don't have a car, depending on how much you do drive, you may be able to get away with more rideshare programs over owning a car. I don't know anybody doing that, but I have heard people making it work out for them. Now, Marietta does have the Cobb Link system. That right there is our version of mass transit. It is slightly limited in the area. It will drive you from the Cobb County area down towards closer to Atlanta, where you can ride MARTA if you do need to, or there's some transition points. But overall, MARTA does not come into Marietta. You would use the Cobb Link system to get further into Atlanta. So overall, number-wise, the cost of transportation in Marietta, it is about 20% higher than the rest of the nation, and about 15% higher than the rest of the state of Georgia. Groceries, we are about 2% less than the rest of the nation. That's not truly too much. A lot of that is going to be subjective on where you're shopping at, whether you're shopping at like Kroger or Publix, or going on over to Whole Foods and buying food at Whole Foods. We do have the Sprouts here, so if you do shop at Sprouts, I've noticed they've been pretty outrageous for the times I've gone in there and grabbed a couple of things. But overall, if you do shop at specials, you can save a lot of money here at the grocery stores between Publix and Kroger. That's where I do a lot of my shopping at. There are some specialty meat places here where you can go get some specialty meats and all. If you do like to have some of the fresh beef cuts and all, which that right there does hit the spot when you go get a nice porterhouse cut to your specifications. Nice little 2-inch thick cut. Like I said, that right there, your family 5, my grocery bill's pretty high, but yeah, it might be a little higher than most normal family 5 comparable. But overall, my family's eating a lot more than a family of 4, even a family of 2. Now, healthcare in Marietta, Georgia, since we are home of Wellstar, you are about 8% lower than the nation's average on the healthcare cost. So that right there probably has to do a lot with the part of Wellstar being everywhere. Wellstar is the major healthcare provider in the area of Marietta. So like I said, The overall cost of healthcare does take into consideration your actual cost of your doctor's visits, your hospital visits, the average cost of an emergency room visit, which hopefully you don't have to worry about that. But overall, you can expect to spend a little less in Marietta on healthcare compared to some of the other states in the nation here. So let's take a look at that miscellaneous category. This right here does have to do with like you're going out to eat, shopping, drinking, miscellaneous costs, whatever it may be, just everything kind of rolled into the non-essentials. Now looking at that overall, Marietta is about 2% higher than the rest of the nation, about 6% higher than the rest of the state of Georgia. So as you can see, the cost of living here in Marietta is going to be slightly higher on that side. So if you are going out to eat, or going out for drinks, going out for any bit of entertainment, expect to pay a little bit more here if you're doing it in Marietta where you're living at. Do know when you're going out by myself here, whether it be lunch or dinner, you're 20-30 bucks here on average per person to go out to eat. That's including like your cost, your meal, your drinks, and your tip and all. If you are getting alcoholic drinks, that's going to bump up your cost substantially there. Last time I bought a drink out, it was $6 plus for Jack and Coke. So like I said, those right there, it's gonna bump you up substantially if you're going out having drinks along with the food that you're eating. But hey, you want to have a good time, it's gonna cost, right? Now, as far as extracurricular activities, going out to concerts, events, stuff like that, there's not too much out there in Marietta. You'll almost have to venture out towards Smyrna to the Braves Stadium, maybe the Roxy, places like that, to where they used to do that pre-COVID, as far as ball games, concerts, things of that scenario. But overall, like I said, when you do go out to those events, expect to pay 2 or 3 times more what you would normally pay at a normal restaurant to go to those events. But hey, let's hope this other stuff is gone here soon and we can get back to some normal life, going out seeing some concerts, listening to music, and seeing some sporting events. It'll be nice to get to that point again. Now let's take a look at the cost of living compared to Marietta and some of the other more popular cities around the nation. San Francisco is about 86% higher than the cost of living in Marietta. Washington, D.C., 56%. Miami, Florida is about 12% higher. Chicago is about 15%. Boston, 51%. New York's about 81%. But the one that does come in and beat Marietta, Georgia, is going to be Dallas, Texas. So, hey, things might be slightly better there in Texas. 3% cheaper to live there over Marietta. But both of them, I'd say, I've been to Dallas before. A great place. But I still love Georgia for a lot of the reasons I've discussed in these other videos. But hey, if there's any other cities that you'd like to see some direct comparisons to, hey, feel free to post up in the comments. Let me know. I love the chance to compare some of these more popular cities to Marietta, because Marietta is one of the most popular ones in Georgia. Hey, I hope you enjoyed this video. If you have any questions, need any more information, want to talk to me about a move to Georgia, my information is below. Reach out to me. I'm here to take care of whatever you need. Until then, we'll see you on the next one.